Hi, Bill Yannick here, your Connect CEO with today's episode of the Daily Grind. And today we're going to have a little bit of fun. Over the last 2 weeks, we've transitioned this daily grind from a weekly talk about our largest event that's not going to happen in 2020 to all sorts of FM related issues. We've talked exciting dark stores and compliance and how do you close up and how do you open up. But today, we're going to talk some fun. So our guest today is an amazingly so, this was not on purpose, a fellow Kansas Jayhawk from the Kansas City area, Lenexa, which is suburban Kansas City, for those of you not in flyover country. Paul is a keynote speaker. He is an expert in fun. He's going to talk to us about a whole bunch of stuff today. But before we get to that, Paul, I'm going to give you the microphone and let everyone, or have you a chance to introduce yourself to everyone. Welcome to the Daily Grind.
What's good, everybody? Bill and Connects, an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for having me. I was unfortunately just a little disappointed that we wouldn't get to meet in person as soon as the next few months, but the universe is a crazy, crazy and fickle place, and things always happen as and when they should. So greatly appreciate the opportunity to be on the Daily Grind, like old school MTV back in the day. I'm looking forward to our chat, sir.
It scares me that you say old school back in the day and MTV in the same deal. That's so true. And we're all remote these days. And so guys like you and ladies that do this stuff with the allowing people to maybe figure out how to navigate this remote environment. It's a very unique time. You know, on the one hand, it's almost this guilt trip because every day, I'm sure you get the same thing. I get a newsletter on how to take advantage of this time. And then they give you 30 things you must accomplish before the end of April to come out the other side as a better person. So how the hell do we navigate this and still have fun at the same time?
Well, great question, and you hit the nail on the head when you talked about the influx of emails and guidance on how to get through this tumultuous time. You know, this is obviously it's a challenging time, to be understated, obviously. But you know, I find that what we're struggling with right now is really no different in terms of the root of what we're solving for than what we typically have to solve for in any given day or our life, and that's getting out of our head. So right now we're struggling both at home and trying to find ways to create revenue. And now that our conferences are canceled, and how do we maximize connections and relationships through this virtual platform? We're consistently in our head, and we're worried, and we're thinking, and we're annoyed by our loved ones that are right next to us potentially. Some of us are far more present in connecting with our loved ones and having more fun. But either way, what we're really challenged with is getting out of our head. And so when you think about this particular time, but then remove, you know, COVID-19 and remove the virtual platform and the state of our union, I really like to challenge people today and as we progress through the remainder of our years to find ways to not only get out of our head, but to challenge others to get out of theirs. Because, you know, Bill, as I'm sure you're aware, you and I, this is the first time we've ever had the opportunity to talk in person, and this is the only social interaction outside of my children that I'll have all day. So you, my friend, this one interaction is helping to challenge me get out of my head. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, good stuff. And, you know, as you're talking about getting out of your head, then, of course, I glance to the left and have this urge to check my email and not even stay for this whole 5 minutes with you, but I hear you. One of the neat things I'm personally going through, I know you two people who travel all the time, at the beginning of this, like, wow, I don't have a business trip on the horizon, I don't have anything. Then again, I think after a few weeks of this, we're all going to get a little stir crazy. And so you're talking about getting it. Do you have any specific strategies or something? Say you get up in the morning, say you start to get up at this 4 or 5 in the morning, everyone's telling me to do on my newsletters. What are some of the things you do at the beginning of the day to get in that mindset, enjoy the day, be in that space, not be so wrapped up in getting your to-do list done before 8 a.m.? What are your thoughts on that, Paul?
Well, so I think what we're talking about right now is something that I call, and people in the mindfulness realm call, a brain pattern interrupter. And so
Wow.
as you're in your head and you're challenged with your to-do list or how to maximize productivity or whatever it may be, sometimes you just need to escape all of that. And to your point, start off potentially with some lightheartedness, maybe some music, maybe some yoga, some meditation. I myself right now am relishing this opportunity to be present with my family. So as you mentioned, you travel a lot. I myself travel every single week, but not for the next 60 or 90 days. And so I'm getting the opportunity to play such a hands-on role in the development of our children. It's been nothing less than amazing. It's given me the opportunity to be more childlike and create fun games, Nerf battles, family foursquare, dance parties with the Hall & Oates playing in the background. But then one of my favorite things, first of all, I start off every single day with a workout in my basement. And whether you have equipment or not, there's so many fun things that you could do just to keep the blood going, even stretching. I mean, you might think to yourself, I'm not a big aerobics guy or working out guy or gal, but stretching could bring a lot of benefits to you and pumping the blood through your body and whatnot. The last thing I'll tell you is, you mentioned music. Music is it's the lifeblood of everything that I do. And so on my Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn, I've got this everyday series now where I'm starting the day off with a song, and I'm not a great singer, Bill, but what I will tell you is I don't care because it's helping me get out of my head. And so every single day I drop some form of a karaoke song with a specific message, and it's helping me progress and challenging me to get out of my head and have more fun.
Well, I wouldn't know what it's like to not be a great singer, so that's an interesting. But that's great stuff. I wish we had an hour to talk to you, but I'm sure at some future Connects event in person or virtually, we're going to get to see Paul again. Appreciate these thoughts as we get up and at them and get out of the box of talking about dark stores and COVID-19. We can get back to that next week because I think it is Friday. It's hard to figure out what day, but Paul, you already gave us your final thoughts. Any last piece of advice as we sign off on today's Daily Grind?
I think at the end of the day, Bill, everything that we talked about collectively together is something that I call Fundamism. Again, it's called Fundamism. And simply put, it's the fundamentals of a fun and optimistic lifestyle. So whatever you do for fun, my friend, that's a fundamental, and that's your Fundamism. So I challenge you and yours to go out, have more fun, live your Fundamism, and we'll catch you all soon. Be safe.
Good stuff. Thanks again, Paul, and thank you, our audience out there, for today's episode of The Daily Grind. We'll see you Monday, same time, same link for the next episode of The Daily Grind. Take care.